So I'm applying for the position of mayor, and I will spend the coming 5 weeks interviewing for that position by speaking with members of our community so that they can learn a little bit more about me. I was born and raised in Swift Current. My parents still live in the home that I grew up in. My dad a government mechanic, and my mom one of the most recognizable faces at PharmaSafe. My sisters and I benefited from their example of working hard to provide opportunities for others. After receiving my finance degree from the University of Saskatchewan, I was determined to return home and did so at my first opportunity. I came back to build my career, and I am proud of the fact that my partner and I ventured out on our own and took a risk to start our own business and continue to build our own branch locally and our firm nationally. Volunteering has always been an important element of life in Swift Current, and I have enjoyed coaching hockey and soccer, serving on committees, and pitching in with friends and neighbors to lend a hand when one is needed. Furthermore, the opportunity and experience that I have gained the past 6 years as a member of council serving you have been invaluable to prepare me for this task that I seek. I'm not afraid to speak, but more importantly, I'm always prepared to listen. I have been privileged to gain insight and knowledge on many important committees, including the planning of the Cypress Regional Hospital, the expansion and renovation of the IPLEX, working with the labour force on the city's personnel committee, protecting the value of our light and power utility on the alternative energy and SAS Power litigation committees, working to ensure the long-term viability with the Swift Current Bronco Board, and most recently, being heavily involved with annexation and the early stages of planning a new long-term care facility. On your behalf, I continue to actively work on these committees and believe it is important to have continuity from one council to the next. So what can you expect from me if elected mayor? I believe that municipal government needs to be interactive, and citizens should be able to offer their concerns and their ideas. We will look for new mediums to interact with residents and bridge any communication gaps. Reaching our potential requires active and engaged citizens, and it is a challenge that I as mayor would take up personally. In business and sport, leadership roles have always come natural for me. Having served the past 6 years as a councillor, I want to take the next step to ensure that the priorities and interests of all residents and our business community are top of the agenda for City Hall. Your mayor should invoke confidence and a strong sense of community pride. Swift Current is a wonderful place to work, live, invest, and play. It is something that we should all be proud of, and we should not be afraid to tell our story to the world. We must promote Swift Current in a positive fashion so that visitors explore our city, spend their money here, and consider investment and residency because of the lifestyle and opportunities that we offer. Our community needs to connect with our youth so that there is not only a sense of pride in being from Swift Current, but a sense and opportunity in living here. I sought opportunity in Swift Current, and I have never been limited by my age, nor have I ever been limited by where I live. Swift Current is more than a safe place to raise a family or retire. It is a place to begin and build a career and life. We all know that Saskatchewan and Alberta have been experiencing a labour shortage. When people are deciding where they want to live, quality of life is a key consideration. In turn, when business and industry is deciding where they want to invest, they need to determine if they can attract people to that location. I believe Swift Current is well positioned in this regard, but we must be diligent to stay ahead of the pack. As mayor, I would make it a top priority to work with organizations, institutions, and the business community to ensure that we remain the best place in Saskatchewan to live, work, and raise a family. Lastly, a very important role for the mayor, and one that should not be overlooked, is developing strong relationships with federal, provincial, and other municipal governments so that we can benefit from Saskatchewan's prosperity. I will lead these efforts so that we have a seat at the table and receive our fair share when important decisions are being finalized. I will work to ensure that we are a leader among Saskatchewan cities, respected throughout our nation, and I will be relentless in my efforts to tell our story and demonstrate the case for investment in our city. To be an attractive place for young people, families, and retirees, we must offer first-class healthcare facilities to attract and retain first-class professionals. We must provide our community with top-notch recreational facilities that we can all enjoy year-round and attract events that showcase our city. We must be able to satisfy entertainment needs through arts, culture, recreation, and other community events. We must provide options for education, including expanding post-secondary. We must support varying options for housing for all residents and all income levels. and we must remain a supportive business climate to ensure business retention, expansion, and the attraction of new investment in our community. I believe we can achieve all of this and remain clean, safe, and always important, affordable. I am so proud to be from the City of Swift Current and of the City of Swift Current, our business community, and all of our residents. The city has grown and prospered. Our attitude is more positive. As I often like to say, gone are the days of we can't, replaced with we can, we will, and this is how we can do it. It is important that as a community we remain confident and optimistic. Responsible leadership, I believe, is about making responsible decisions and acting in the best interests of the community as a whole. It is not about waiting for the other shoe to drop or creating fear and suspicion. While we should all be proud of the city that we have, the one that you have all helped to build, we must recognize that there is lots of work to be done to ensure our prosperity in a changing global environment. As your mayor, I would dedicate myself to this task on your behalf. I have the energy to do this job. So on October 28th, I ask for your support. Thank you for the opportunity to share my vision of what Swift Current can be and how we can achieve great things together.